The whole point of podcasts was that it's like audio for your ear.
Well, as we always say here on lunch break, countrymen, lend me your rear.
Oh! But now everyone wants a video cast, which is just a video.
And this just started happening.
Yeah.
We're right on the cutting edge of the people that want the video. It's not, it'd be different if there was like a whole video podcast network that came and went.
We're right on the precipice.
Yes.
Which is what I call it when you squeeze my bladder.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just can't help it. Hey, after all the holidays and my jeans don't fit as much, and because I ate so much, and I put my pants on, and then I pull my belt tight. Same deal. Pee a little.
And I like Tickle Me Elmo, but I like the new one, Elmo Press and Piss.
And think of something.
Welcome to Ben Stein's Win Ben Stein's Money.
Money. Lunch break is happening.
It's actually Ben Steen.
Is it Ben Steen or Ben Steen?
It's Ben Steen.
Ben Steen or Ben Steen? People think, I grew up and it was Ben Steen.
Mm-hmm. Is it Ben Steen or Ben Steen?
But then you look it up and it's actually Ben Steen.
Uh-huh.
You're like, it was spelled that way the whole time?
I swear when I was a little tyke, it was spelled Ben Steen. But now I see it's spelled Ben Steen. This must be a Miranda effect. Everything's got to be a Miranda effect now, Yeah,
after that Sex in the City.
God, everything's the Miranda effect. Do you think Ben Stein, he should be allowed to win his money back?
I do wonder about that because after that show, we didn't hear from him ever again.
I think that's the problem. He went into poverty.
Yeah, he's out in one of those tents.
Did the show just go as long as he had money?
Yeah.
Are you asking what? Like I just showed up?
What's up? Once he ran out, the show's over, and also he's over.
Yeah.
Over the hill. Ding 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 ding. God damn it, Bobby. Hey, Dad. He just brought a
lot of people missed all the magic that happens on the video cast if they're not watching. This drink was so good, I'd like to have one more. And they're both full.
Full of it.
No, what I'm doing
That's what they say about this show. Oh, what do you think of the host? Well, they're both full of it.
And
of what?
You'd be right. This is a green tea, and what I'm doing here, and if you've watched the video cast, I'm really trying to drive the viewers up. Because I think our money on Anchor is still messed up. So,
well, and of course, we stand in solidarity with Joni Mitchell.
Yes, we stand Joni.
Unfortunately, and Neil little guy.
Neil McBatten. Neil Mc
youngster.
Did you just make that up? Hey, Landon. That's funny. Lola.
You can have.
That's funny.
Everyone else has to get recast. But Nick Kroll can still do every character on the show.
He's not in trouble for doing that or anyone else.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's fine. I'm not going to...
I think it's funny because I think he's hit the limit of what voices he can do.
Yeah.
So now he's doing voices that are all basically just Coach Steve.
Yeah.
Young Samouche.
Yeah.
And I still laugh. But I mainly laugh because I'm so uncomfortable. Landon's getting a call from all the president's men.
Hello? Oh no, this is the president.
It's not his men?
No, it's him.
What
Here,
did he say?
let me put it on. Hello, Mr. President?
Yes, Landon.
Yeah, hi. You reached Landon from lunch break. You're on the air.
I want to talk to you about something special going on in the world.
Oh, okay, cool. Is it about that war that might break out in Ukraine?
Sorry, you're kind of breaking up.
Oh, I
President
hope not.
Barack Obama got to go talk to youngsters on the youngsters show, like Between Two Fern.
Right.
And Miranda Cosgrove.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, and that's a Miranda right that you want.
You want to know about who Miranda Wrong is? You see this new Sex and the City revival?
Yeah, they're doing a lot on this show, and some of it is highly problematic.
I think it's lit, bae.
Yeah, well,
I'm glad it woke.
I think they think it is too.
Oh, I'm glad it woke.
I'm sorry?
Well, the reason I call you is because you are Face of Young People. And your
Yes.
show go out to all young people.
Yes.
And I want to remind you all that I'm sending you sticks in the mail that you can spit on.
Right, yeah. I'm wondering when those show up. When will we get
Mine
the
showed up
sticks?
yesterday.
What?
And I had a notification that said your USPS. Oh, sorry.
Hold
sir.
on, President.
No problem, I leave.
Ding. Your phone made two noises when it hung up. A squeak and a dink.
Oh, wait, maybe I just put him on call waiting. Oh, yeah, I got a different call.
Okay.
Hello, Bill Maher? Oh, never mind, bro. I thought it was, but it wasn't.
I thought you were saying you're Bill Maher. Hello, Bill Maher.
No, I was
That
saying...
would be a new rule.
I was setting up a comedic premise in which you would have to do an improvisational impression of Bill Maher.
I was just trying to think about how Bill Maher would answer the phone if he heard you say, hello, Bill Maher. Would he be like, how'd you know it was me, baby?
I think he'd say, I know what I am, but what are you?
That's better. I'm not as quick on my feet ever since the accident.
This is okay. So you tuned in last week and you said they're wondering why they're doing the show.
Yep.
I'm wondering why I'm still listening to the show. And then something like this comes out.
Guess what?
We're back, baby.
All cylinders have been fired. John Cylinder, Sally Cylinder, their son John Cylinder.
Well, because of the things they posted.
You can't do that anymore.
You can't post your audition tapes for Big Mouth for the
roles that you are not
roles
allowed
that you're
to
not
have
allowed
anymore.
to have. So and it's unfortunate because the whole Cylinder family is very talented.
Yes, and they even did a very good Cleveland because, as we all know, he just doesn't sound the same anymore. He's like, "Hey, Peter,"
Yeah, he sounds more like the other guy.
the other guy who was in Scream 2 or 3.
Patrick Warburton?
Yeah, I'm a bodyguard.
I don't remember.
Squeaky, squeak, squeaker. Our fans will love that. Only 90s kids will remember these.
Yes.
Only 90s kids remember these.
Dees.
Having this camera in front of me reminds me of our old television show where we're kind of doing takes to the camera, and you can probably hear that.
You can hear the comedic timing, the comedic pause, the comedic silence when we're doing a take.
Me out to the ball game. Who's shortstop?
I'm shortstop.
You're short. Who's on shortstop?
Well, I didn't wear a hat today, so
Who just hit a home run?
Larry.
Certainly. Certainly.
So that's
we're
funny.
back.
I don't know how they sustained a whole comedy career. They just kept doing that.
But we have to do something new every week.
We have to do something new every week. We could come out here and do the same impression every week. We could come out here and talk about the same stories over and over again. Joey sitting on someone at a movie and he didn't know because his eyes hadn't adjusted to the dark. We could do a Donald Trump Jr. impression every week. No, we're not going to do that.
No.
We have to do something new every week, which is why we better have lunch.
We better have lunch, and it better be something you've never eaten before in your whole life.
It better.
It better. It better. It better. It better.
Oh, why don't you shut up, man?
Oh, look, here he is. A sleepy cocoon man. He's wrapped up in his cocoon.
It's true. He's in a cocoon.
I was in my basement, but it wasn't what you thought. Because I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes, Hunty. Why did you go stroke somebody else's hair like that one time you stroked somebody's hair?
I'm not doing the stroking. And sometimes I think you have a stroke on stage.
All right, sashay away, Joe.
Sasha. Sasha, that's one of the Obama kids. And I love those kids.
Heard you got a new cat, Joe. A new cat in the White House.
Yes. We call her Willow.
Obama and Bruce Springsteen have a podcast. They should let Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
No, who's Donald Trump's musician friend?
Who's Donald Trump's musician friend?
Obama has Springsteen.
Yes.
Drumpf.
This is like the SATs. Obama is.
Yeah, it's one of those ratios.
Sands? We do not bring him up. So Bruce is to Obama as
Blank
is to
Donald Drumpf.
And make him that again, please. Please make him that again.
Make Donald Trump again. Make Donald Trump again.
I regret ever saying that on my show.
I loved when Anthony Daniels said that.
Can you believe how hot it was in that suit? Shut up.
Now it's completely CGI. Did you see? He posted a photo with him and the balls all over him.
Does Omarosa?
Yes.
He was CGI.
Well, he's filming a new project right now. Anthony Daniels is.
As who?
Who do you think? I believe that. Could I interest you in a CGI C3PO?
I think he's playing.
He's playing 3PO because they announced that they announced an animated series called Droids.
Yes.
So you know he's going to show up and be like, "Hello, I'm C3PO, little tiny boy." And then the new droid, whatever the new droid is going to be like,
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh, how rude."
CBGB droid or whatever.
Yes.
That's what these people do. They're like, this one's name is Beast T Boy.
Should we talk about Star Wars again?
Yeah, we should have a Star Wars podcast.
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday. Maybe someday.
Hey, Joey. What would you say if I accidentally,
completely by accident, dunked my peanut butter in your chocolate, okay? Completely by accident. I say it's marriage made in heaven and hell. A perfect snack for all to tell. Okay, so say someone comes, they come to me, they say, "Sir, we accidentally dunked chocolate into the peanut butter." "Sure, we dunked it. Nick Kroll, I'm gonna need you to evacuate the stage."
Oh man, I do.
now, what would you say?
I'd say Mikey likes it.
What would you say if you had a chocolate peanut butter that was more outrageous?
Oh! Hickory dickory dock.
Hey, Reese's. Outrageous. King size. This is a Reese's milk chocolate peanut butter caramel with the pieces in it.
First of all, they should have called it Nutrageous, right?
No, because that would imply nuts being in the bar.
You're right. You've soiled me again.
We said we wouldn't talk about that on mic. Hey, get off me. I'm Mike. Sorry.
Get back here with my nuts.
Isn't there a Nutrageous bar? Anyway?
Yes, that's maybe what I thought. But this is just Reese's Outrageous. They're like, we're throwing all the tricks into one brick.
It's all the Reese's. And of course, we talked about this before. Reese's, if you say it like that, actually, you are gum on the bottom of our shoe.
Because you're doing it just to be, it's Reese's Pieces. Because you have no basis for that. You just are trying to be annoying.
Yes, because pieces is not pronounced pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way that we've talked about it before. And what did we promise at the beginning of the show? We will not do anything that we've done before.
Yes.
Ever on this show.
Right.
Ever.
And before we get too far into the show, I did want to say there's a new joke here.
There's a new Joe here?
We did it, Joe.
Because I think people they get through about half the show and they go, all right, I'll
Sure.
listen to some music. So what if in SpongeBob, this is a joke. What if in
Okay.
And I could have fit this in a little more naturally, but imagine there's an episode of SpongeBob where they're walking through a library and they come across a book. It's called Mein Kampf. And then SpongeBob would probably have to be like,
You don't want to check that one out. You'll get put on a list.
Yeah. And then Patrick. Or how about this? This is good. This is
good. This is a punch up.
This is in line with SpongeBob. SpongeBob goes over to Patrick's house, and he's like, and he's holding Mein Kampf,
Yeah.
and he's like, Patrick, what are you reading? And Patrick's like, what? I don't know how to read. And then he puts that down, and he's holding up a nasty, sexy bikini book behind that book.
Yeah. That's very in line with SpongeBob.
Because it's sexual for no reason. He's looking at like the equivalent of a Playboy.
Right.
But he's hiding it behind what he thinks would be a smart book.
And he goes,
SpongeBob, I need to go use your bathroom for 4 to 6 minutes.
and he's like,
My bathroom? We're at your house.
and he turns and looks, and it's just like a cardboard cutout of Patrick.
Yeah. He's like,
Patrick?
and then the camera just stays on SpongeBob as he's standing waiting 4 to 6 minutes. Nothing happens.
You just hear him blinking. Doink, doink,
Yeah.
doink, doink.
And then we the camera kind of slowly pulls out, fades through Patrick's rock house. The camera pans over to Squidward's house, pushes in on Squidward's bedroom, and he's sitting on his bed, and his eyes are completely bloodshot red. And it's creepy, but you don't know why. Something is just off.
That's probably the weirdest point. You can't point your pointer on it.
And he pulls out his gun, and he blasts his head off. And then it's just static over the credits for nearly 20 more minutes. And this is all true, and it actually happened.
And then Steven Hilgenberger says, delete that episode.
Yes. And then he himself goes to the bathroom for 4 to 6 minutes.
Wah, wah, wah.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, welcome to lunch break.
Yeah. Try to wriggle your way into this one.
Hey,
Now,
Rob Riggle.
okay.
I was trying to think of anything that I could quote Rob Riggle doing. What's he do?
Hey, you almost got a hole in one on the outrageous golf course.
That's it. People love when he says that. And they're all like, you almost got a hole in one on the outrageous golf course. And then Stephen Curry is like, I'm a producer now.
Hey, what do you think of John Cena?
John C. Reilly. John Cena as Wipeout?
Well, here's a guy. Let me just give the full context.
Thank you.
And then I'll ask you
Someone
again.
that's not afraid to say it.
Here's a guy. Sorry.
Sorry.
Just saying. What needs to be said? Okay.
Sometimes we gotta get the numbers up on the show, okay? So we gotta say some stuff that's true. And we're gonna try to calm it down so Neil Young comes back to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network.
If Landon and Joey are still on the showy, I'm not doing it.
We're like, okay, sorry, we'll stop lying all the time. And we're just like, no, we won't.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I won't have Elon Musk and we won't be smoking the Waska.
No, we won't. We're going to have him on here. This whole room's going to be filled with smoke.
Here's a guy that's in some of the biggest movies ever. He's an action star. He's a comedy star in some rights. He's on the most streamed TV show of the quarter or whatever the hell. What at this point, there's no way to gauge viewership for any show anymore. So that you just see these headlines that are like, Peacemaker. John Cena stars as Peacemaker in the most streamed show this week.
Well, that's like when movies were like the #1 family film in the country. It's like, okay.
I saw a trailer for Moonfall. Have you heard of Moonfall?
Yeah, with Patrick Wilson.
And the trailer's like, America can't wait for Moonfall. It's like, I'll probably see it when it's out on TV because I love a nasty Roland Emmerich film.
Yeah.
I like a disaster movie that's so stupid your brain rots. Mm-hmm. But America can wait.
It can, and it has been pretty patiently.
Unless they're talking about America Ferrera.
And she specifically said,
she's like, I can't wait for Moonfall to come out.
That probably happened, and they're just like, we can spin this in our favor. Leave off her last name.
Johnson, you're a genius. Get up there in the CEO chair.
You mean it?
It's been calling your name.
He dusts the dust off of it. He sits down. He puts his pinky finger
Doing.
up him rump. And he calls them by name. On Dasher, on Dancer, on Plancer, on Blipson. And then they attach themselves to the CEO chair and they fly him to the moon, and then it falls out of the sky.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, welcome to the Joe Rogan experience. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, I'm a monkey.
That's like when, and I don't know if this is true. I never looked it up, but I assume it is. McDonald's at some point bought a beef plant.
Probably true.
And called it 100% real or something.
I've heard that, so they could say this is 100% real beef.
Yeah.
I mean, that's funny.
It's a great idea. That's why we should come up with something like that. Like,
yeah. We are America's #1 podcast. How do you do that? How do we lie our way to the top?
So we have to. Well, we can either lie our way to the top, or we can lie down our way to the top.
We could name our podcast network The World, and then put ourselves at the top of it. And we could say we're the world's #1 podcast.
Yes. Okay. But until then, let's have a Reese's Outrageous.
And can you tell me what's in that again? Because I was just looking at it and stewing in my own thoughts.
That's not your thoughts.
No.
This is a milk chocolate peanut butter caramel.
Wow.
And Pieces candy.
You ever had caramel with Reese, with any sort of Reese's? He breaks the king size in half. The ceremonial rippage. Gnarly.
Have I ever had what?
Pointedly broke. Have you ever had caramel in anything that's Reese's? He hands me the nut log. He didn't break it. Did you not break it?
No.
What the heck? Wow.
It's hard.
Is it because we're outside?
No, it's been inside all day.
Okay.
I think it's because the pieces are so big.
Wow. Oh.
Yep. There's barely any peanut butter in there. I'm not saying I dislike it. I just was expecting more. The picture shows a nice log of peanut butter, but the actual inside shows maybe about a pinky's worth.
A quarter log.
Quarter log. Am I getting any caramel? Are you?
I just got a bite of caramel because I had to pull it with my teeth. I don't know if it's not evenly distributed. Well, that's the thing with these logs. I mean, the conveyor belt, sometimes the caramel might gunk up.
Yeah.
You're going to get a full caramel log.
Well, and have you seen, I only saw this one. This was going around recently. It was like a surveillance video of, I think, like a redheaded lady who's working at a candy factory. and the conveyor belt's going by, she just starts eating the candy and stuff because she's royally screwed up. She's messed up the process, so she just starts eating them and she's putting them in her shirt and stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like black and white. I think
it's friend there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there's another one. She like
I saw
called
that
her.
too. It was crazy to see because they let them work. I didn't know this either. They just work in like a room by themselves.
Yeah, you would
So the
imagine.
conveyor belt comes through the wall, and
Yeah.
they're just supposed to do whatever they do right there.
Yeah.
But she messed
Very
it up.
odd.
Yeah,
She royally,
she's
royally
like sticking them
messed
in her
it up.
hair and her mouth, and then her boss. It's like so embarrassing for her.
Yeah. Boss finally comes in and she's like, "What?"
Why was it because it was a security video? Is that why it was in black and white?
Had to be.
How'd you know she's a redhead?
She has that way about her.
If I had the soundtrack, nothing. Okay, this is good.
I love this. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. I like Reese's Pieces. I like Reese's. I like caramel. I don't love caramel. But there's not enough in here for me to say it's bad. It's not doing anything wrong, the caramel in here.
Certainly can't taste it. I'm getting the texture of caramel. It's holding it all together.
Exactly.
And I've had several of the Reese's something filled with Reese's Pieces at this point. And I say something not because it's dirty, but I've had the Reese's penises filled with pieces. Reese's penises. I've had like the Christmas trees, the Jack O's, the mystery shapes.
Here's the question that I come to, though. Did we have to?
No, because it's all the same stuff.
Right.
And you know what's good? The fast break with the nougat and
Of course, the Fast Break is one of the best candy bars on the market. It's up there with Take 5 as one of the most underrated and slept on. It's completely slept on.
Why is Take 5 all Reese's now?
I don't know.
They're just like, we ran out of peanut butter. Can we borrow yours?
yeah.
Speaking of, I went to the store. Speaking of that guy, I went to the store yesterday. Irish Mudslide is a Ben & Jerry's flavor I just saw. It's like coffee.
Hi, that sounds so good.
Exactly.
It's coffee.
Hey man, it's coffee. It's Irish cream. It looks good. It's got fudge, chocolate.
Oh, fudge. I love fudge. And chocolate.
If anyone out there finds the Banana Foster, the new Banana Foster, I'm a-looking. I think it's a non-dairy. I thought you were going to pull some out for me.
That would have been awesome. But no.
It's a core. It's got a core. I don't love the cores.
The cores. Well, I'd rather have a natty ice.
I'd rather have a. I'd rather. I was gonna say I'd rather get iced. You know that game where I put like an ice cube up your butt. You just got iced.
So the Three Stooges could do that.
The Three Stooges could do that. No one got in trouble. But if you want me to play the voice of a sex monster on Big Mouth, now I'm canceled. Give me my drink.
Before we move on, we have to rate.
I move on. I move on. I move on. I move on. Move on. I move on. I move on.
Move on.
I give it a point. I don't think I'll ever buy this again.
No.
Because what it is to me is just a solid log of sugar.
Yeah. It's 92% of your daily amount of sugar. And guess what? That bar is 3 servings.
Oh!
That's
That's so stupid, because what are you supposed to do? Just leave
Just
a soggy end?
eat one bite. Because you've seen me eat. And now the fine people at home have seen me eat. I can scarf down a sucker no problemo. I'm the first to be done eating. In fact, just the other day, I ate so fast.
I saw Landon eat two whole slices of pie.
That's right. We do have to get into that. And tell the people.
I think you already did. Kobayashi. That's a Rob Riggle quote.
Yeah.
Kobayashi.
Yeah, it's 410 calories for the whole stick.
Which is, I was going to bring us the new Mountain Dew. Have you seen this?
Huh.
The raspberry lemonade. Sounds really good. But I was like, that's just sugary. So then Landon brought out just a sugar cube.
Added, so total sugars, 92%.
For the whole bar?
Of your daily value. For the whole bar.
And you're going to eat the whole bar.
You can't not.
Maybe not in one sitting. You might set it on your desk for like 4 hours. And you're like, what? I'm going to come here tomorrow.
For like 4 seconds.
Oh, God, thank you. Man, the bar.
The bar.
0.8.
0.8. It's good. It's good. I'll never buy it again.
It's good. I'm never going to buy it again. But and you know what? I tried the chip, the one with the chips in it, the potato chip. Yes, I tried the potato chip. That's what a kid says when he wakes up from getting his wisdom teeth taken out. They're like, "How you feeling?" He's like, "I ate the Reese's with the potato chip." And they're like, "He's high as a kite."
And then he's like,
I think I saw Jesus.
And they're like, "What'd you say, Mr. Burpo?"
I saw Jesus. He said that my grandma loves me.
His grandma did love him. How did you know that? You never met her.
It's just something Jeebus told me.
Honey, get out the quill.
Ask me what he looked like.
What did they... Okay. What did he look like, son?
He looked just like the white guy with the long hair that we have the painting of in our foyer at our mansion.
That's Jesus, honey. That's Jesus, honey.
I think I just proved it. Jeebus is white.
What did Grandma look like?
Old lady white hair.
Oh, it's all real.
And
Could you stand there so we could take a picture of you?
sure,
And you kind of look weird.
you can't say that. I'm just a kid. Didn't Baron Trump tell you that?
This is the part of the show where we stop everything down and we say, "You can attack me. You can attack my wife for being a nudie. Being a nudie. But you cannot attack my son, the bully Baron.
the bully.
The kid that gives people willy-nillys and hunky-dunkers at
Hey,
school."
this reminds me. Okay,
Sure.
so there's a purple nurple, and there's a titty twister. Don't leave. No.
All right,
I'm
well,
getting. I'm getting to
Pissing
something.
me off.
I'm getting something.
I'm getting something.
I'm getting to something.
There's a purple.
So right, the purple nurple
Yes,
is just
purple nurple,
grabbing.
yes, and the double
twister
T.
is. When you swirly someone, you dunk their head, flush it.
Yes.
Is there or is there not a purple nurple? What a titty twister is to a purple nurple, is there not a swirly to an X?
So this is like a Benstein.
Yes.
Because it sounds to me like you think swirlies have been called something else.
No. What I'm saying is
Where you just dunk, you mean?
you just dunk.
No flush?
No flush, just dunk. But isn't there a slang term for that? And this goes out to all the lunch breakers out there.
This is how we know you're listening out there.
I swear, I've been going about this around my house for a couple of weeks now. I keep saying, God, what is it? What is the other? And I'm not going to look it up.
Swirly.
But isn't there? Don't you feel like there is? Isn't there some part of you that's like, yeah, that does seem like there is like a slang term for
Yeah.
just dunking someone's in the toilet.
Either that or you're a really good cult leader. Because I'm like, yeah, I think maybe that. I think maybe
You
like
probably just heard on the audio only podcast that I did do a take to the camera.
Yes, and he raised his eyebrows. You heard them go doink doink.
'Cause there's a swirly, but there's also a...
Yeah, and I think I do know what you're talking about. And if we're both wrong, I went along with it.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, yeah, I think so. And then
Idiot.
I'm like, no, I didn't actually think so. Because you've got your wedgie, and then you've got your atomic wedgie, which is so high, put it over your head.
Yeah, there's always... These things come in two. It's
They
the rule of
escalate.
two. Yeah.
Because you've got the normal, like a nurple is not good enough. We also need to twist.
Yes. In the
A
twist.
Dunkerton?
Yes. That's it. No, that's not it.
Oh, you gave me a Dunkerton.
Oh, a Blumpkin.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, kids, go to school and threaten everyone you're going to give them a Blumpkin.
And kids, if you're out there, go to sleep. Thank you so much, the Academy.
Yes.
I just want to thank my agent and my team. I mean, what are we doing? We give these people so much precedent in our lives. These phonies in Hollywood land. We let them tell us what to think and what to say. We listen to them thank their agents for getting them the job where they got to cry, or the job where they got to recite someone else's words to make us laugh. And then a team of anonymous old bigots vote them to the top, and we applaud that, or we debate it. We say, those old bigots said Joaquin Phoenix was the best, but I actually think it was, I don't know, Kyle Rittenhouse or something. Whatever you believe out there. And it just make me sick to my stomachs.
Make Joey sick again.
But speaking of movies, Landon,
Yes.
what did you watch?
I finished my rewatch of the Harry Potter series. Where did Peeves go? He's not in the movies, but he's a big ghost in the books.
Big P?
Peeves.
I thought you called him Big P.
Big old Big P. I love him.
Hey, just, they left so much out from the books to the movies. What are you going to do, though? You've got 90 minutes to do what 500 pages did in our little heads.
What's interesting, though, is that all of the movies are so long. They're 2.5 hours.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Speaking of the Harry Potter movies, as I am now rereading The Philosopher's Stone.
Americans are stupid. Why do they change it?
In
Americans don't know what philosophers are, so they're like,
I think that's it. They're like the philosopher. To us, a philosopher
is a sorcerer. They're like, to an American, it's a guy that knows stuff is basically a wizard. So it is a sorcerer's stone. You might as well just say that.
You call me an armchair sorcerer. Okay, because I sit around and I go, because I sit around at home and I go, well, if he's benevolent but not all-knowing, and he's all-knowing but he sees not. And I do this at home.
Yeah.
It drives my wife and kids nuts.
Yeah, they're like, Dad, still? And you turn to them and say, always. Hagrid don't show up in the last one till the very end. He's the main character of all the series, except for when it's at the end. It's Hagrid, I wish he was there. Hagrid, I wish he was a pear. Oh, but he's not. No, he's not. He's a big guy, not a fruit.
La Bamba! So in the movie, we remember this scene.
Yes,
Think about this.
Okay.
Dudley is eating the cake. Hagrid says, "Why, you stinky little pig."
Yes.
And he makes him have a pigtail come out of his
Right.
arse.
Boing. Yeah.
This was not in the book. And I thought it was.
Interesting.
I think it is, but maybe it's at a different... Because I've now left, as far as I know, they've left the little house.
You're 80 pages into the book.
Yeah, I'm not that far.
Oh, okay.
I read it every night, and then I wake up realizing the book is on my head.
Yeah.
Because it's, you read books. You read books now.
You can't.
make you tired.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't remember him getting the little piggy tail in the book. And is that just something that Chris Columbus came up with on the spot?
Hey, it could be. There are. I haven't read the books in a long frickin' time, okay? But I know that there are a lot of things that were changed to streamline the movies. Of course. And you want that. But the movies, I have to say, are just solid.
Yeah.
Even the ones that are more boring or something, they're still fun.
Yeah.
They're still good.
Yeah.
Because they do have at least a template to follow. Now, I think some of the movies might be better than the book.
Some of these parts of these movies are so iconic.
Yeah.
You go back and read the book and you go, oh yeah, that was fine. Like in the book, that was fine.
Yeah.
But when you remember the movie and you go, oh, mamacita, you know?
Yeah.
You do that.
You do.
Because he goes, where you go, freshly caught Cornish pixies. And that's just, you can recite that every day of your life.
Right. And what do I always say?
Is it that thing about Hermione?
Yeah, I guess, let's not say that. So, I finished those. Great. Except, as we may or may not have spoken about over a couple of things of pumpkin pie.
We did speak this weekend, which is maybe why the show is not just us talking.
Yeah. We already got most of our hot takes out of the way over a couple of pieces of pumpkin pasties.
A pumpkin pasty for you, a pumpkin pasty
It's
for
the
me.
trolley witch.
Quick, hide.
I've got your pumpkin pasties.
So the movies are all good. I like all the movies.
I like the movies, and I like that one of the spells is eat slugs.
The magic is stupid. The magic doesn't make sense. Of course. Harry barely uses magic until like the 5th movie.
Harry Barry uses Mary.
And then he becomes the teacher of everyone. We've barely seen him use magic, and then they're like, Harry will teach us how to ward off the dark spirits. Right, Harry? And he's like, look, school is one thing. You get to have a better day tomorrow if you don't do it right at school.
Like, yeah, we get how dying works. You're like, no, listen to me. You don't get it.
This isn't like school. And they're like, get to the part where I give a damn. Everyone's mean in the movies. But then Harry teaches all of them how to do stuff. He just learned that a day ago.
Yeah. He's acting like to Pavarotti and Peppermint Patty. He's like, actually, you do it like this.
Yeah,
because he learned it yesterday because he saw himself do it.
Yeah.
I saw my dad. I saw my dad squat out the ghost.
You know that's not your dad, right?
You know damn well watching those movies that that's not his dad, right? I mean, you might be confused. You might forget. You might say, how do I see these movies so many times? And sometimes I just forget what happens next. How am I reading Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone for the umpteenth time? I mean, sure, it's been a few years, 15, 16, 17, 18. But I'm like, did I miss the part where he makes himself be a little piggy? Did I?
Well, you're still at the house at Privet Drive?
No. I'm to the part where
They're
they've
at the
left the
lighthouse?
little lighthouse thing.
They've left the lighthouse.
They've left, and now they're going to
Diagon Alley?
Diagon Alley. No, they gotta go to Gringotts. Because he's like, but Hagrid, I haven't any money. And he's like, don't you worry, little lubbin. Your parents left you nuts, bludgeons, Snickers, startups.
Don't you love how she writes Hagrid like phonetically?
Yeah.
And everyone else talks normal.
I was like, when do you choose to do?
Yeah.
And then I tried to say it in my head because I'm like,
Yeah.
we got to go down to Diagon Alley tomorrow. I'm like, and then it's like,
We might
to get
have-
Summit.
Yeah, exactly. that one always sticks in my head, always. I always say Summit.
To get Summit. I'm like, when I say it out loud and my girlfriend turns over, she's like, what are you doing? Because she's asleep and I'm just going like, get Summit. I'm having
Hurry! Why don't we go to get Summit from the Diagon Alley? You can't make this up.
you can.
In fact, you can.
And that song. Well, that's not even in the books.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I saw, though?
Hey, what'd you see?
That song is...
You saw that song? I've got scanacopia disease.
That song is Hedwig's theme.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I remember when I bought that soundtrack as a kid. Probably the first time I ever went to the store and I said, just give me the music. And the guy like said, okay, nerd. And I went, but it says Hedwig's theme and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, such an iconic song though.
It is. And then you get to the music that's like Christmas with the ghosts and it's just like, and you have to turn it off because you're trying to go to bed.
The other thing that's funny is that by Goblet of Fire, every movie ends with a big death. But the credits still are like my boy. There's like one moment of they like kind of ease into it. It's like
Because it's fun. They're wizards.
yeah, it is fun.
After all.
Always. Anyway, great movies.
I love them.
Check out the books. There's so much going on in the
Well, then I started rereading The Cursed Child.
Please don't buy them new.
Don't buy them new.
We don't need to deal with me telling you to put money in that little turf's pocket.
Exactly.
It's just the story of merriment and mirth. Yes, this is the tale of a little turf. J.K. Rowling walked down the street, did an interview in 2019, then we put it in a big show. Don't worry, we filmed it a long time ago.
I started rereading The Cursed Child, which which most fans say
That's not even canon, because it completely ruins the time travel elements from Prisoner of Azkaban.
which it does. But I don't know. At the first time I read it, I kind of enjoyed it. I don't remember literally anything about it. So I'm 90 pages in, and I'm saying, "Oh, this is kind of fun." It's fan fiction, basically. That's how I'm reading it. It's kind of fun.
It's got a little of the heat off of it because when it comes out, everyone's looking at it under a microscope.
Yes.
And then you go, she didn't even write this. This is a guy doing fan fiction.
Well, she did write
She
it.
talked to him.
Yeah, she was like,
There's like three people that, because
What
she's like,
if-
how do you go to stage left? And he's like, Harry walks across the stage and sets down his peckerwood.
I do want to see the production though, because the scenes are like
Everything's a big production with you.
the scenes are a page long, and then they have to completely shift the stage to a different. Like it just seems impossible.
That's maybe why after she wrote it, someone was like, can we clean this up?
Well, then I looked to see because I was thinking, surely they're not even running this anymore, are they?
Then please don't call me Shirley.
So I was like, maybe someone filmed it, probably, right? They probably have put it out by now. Because I was thinking this came out, I don't know, 10 years ago. It came out like 4 years ago. You can go see it on Broadway right today if you wanted to.
I'll do that.
I know. I was like, I should just go to New York.
What's so hard about that?
Going to New York?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just do it.
You gotta have a freaking vaccine passport to get through the armed security
Excuse
that's
me.
trying to take away my property.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I need to see your pass.
Here.
You. Oh, I'm getting sleepy deepy. I need a New York Euro.
Great. I passed.
That's lamb meat.
Gas.
Little bit of onion, little bit of tomato, a yogurt sauce. A yogurt sauce?
What'd you watch?
Speaking of movies that have wildly inappropriate end credit music, I finished the Saw quintilogy. No, wait.
Screen. Screen.
We're both
Both stupid.
The Scream quadrilogy because because I had to. Why? Because I had to.
Gotta.
So, went to the theater that had the slippery floors.
Went to the theater with the slippery floors, and I had to fall on my floors.
Ordered a big popcorn, medium
Yes.
popcorn.
What?
Ordered a popcorn.
Butter?
They said, Landon, that's the right question because they said, okay, that'll be, $9 or whatever insane bullshit.
Yeah,
and
it's a
then
lot.
as they're making it for her, she goes, we don't have butter. Like, that's the first thing you say. Okay. What are you doing? That's the first thing. She said it like it was an afterthought. Like, we don't have butter. That you're the concession person. If you're out of butter, the first thing you say to everyone, we don't have butter. This is like when I got coffee yesterday. Now, this is a little side tangent, but we've got time. There's always room for side.
About 10 minutes.
Okay, so I went and picked up some food yesterday. Yes, it's true, and I got myself a coffee.
Wow.
Okay, this was an Indian restaurant, and I got some Indian coffee. Okay, because
sorry.
it's special. It's very concentrated and strong and a little sweet. And you go, I got to get some of this.
Sure.
So the guy hands it to me. He goes, I was paying for the food, and he said, is the coffee for you or for someone else? And I was like, it's for me. He's like, so the coffee's for you? I was like, yeah. And he's like,
He just opens the lid and spits in it.
he goes, okay, well, so we're out of the lids for the cups. And I drove halfway across town to get to this place. And of course, I said, oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I went, no, of course because he's like, I'm really sorry we don't have the lids. I've already paid for it.
I'll just put a Ziploc baggie over it.
And I was just like, oh yeah, of course, why wouldn't you be out of the lids?
Yeah, that's no problem.
So then he
because
hands
of the
me
shortage.
a boiling. I tried to take a drink my tongue is still burned. It was so hot, and I just had to drive across town. I had to, for reasons I will not disclose, I had a little bit of aluminum foil in my car.
Wow.
So I tried to put that over the top of it, but then I couldn't really see what was going on in the cup. Mm-hmm. So I said it might be better if I just don't do that, because I don't want it to splash and then it was going. I mean, I should see where it's at. So I'm driving down the road, super hot coffee. But you say that before, because then couldn't I say, well, then I don't want it.
Right.
Because I ordered 4 meat. It's not like I'm going to eat there.
Right.
He knows I'm going.
What would he have done if you said it's for someone else?
That's what I should.
As soon as he said, well, we're out of lids, you say, okay, actually, that's for my friend.
Yeah.
Do you have lids now?
He goes, yes. It's like when I went to Chipotle and they said I couldn't have a tortilla.
That's what I mean. It might actually be like that.
Like, well, if it's for your friend, like if you really need the lid.
We'll give it to you if you really need it. But
I
if
wasn't
not,
planning on sucking that bad boy down until I got back to the orifice, though.
Yeah.
So they said no butter, and we both kind of just stared and said, okay, that's fine.
Because then you put the yellow salt on that is butter salt.
So it still tasted fine, and I didn't feel.
Did you put the yellow butter salt on?
Oh, at the concession thing?
Yes.
No. It's not just. There's still some flavor stuff going on in there. It's just not wet.
You put the yellow butter salt.
I didn't put the butter salt. But what I will say is that I didn't leave the movie having the worst stomach ache I've ever had.
Hey, that's, yeah.
Because you leave feeling terrible because you're just eating grease.
Well,
lightning.
I've been eating a lot of microwave. Well, okay, so I have an air popper. Full disclosure.
Yep.
And I pop and you know all about this.
I pop my own corn.
I've been making so much popcorn.
That's all I eat.
And I get popcorn gut. Every single time. It hurts me. There's something about popcorn that gives you popcorn gut.
But they say is it because it's so fibrous?
Probably.
It's just
You should
that's all
see
it
it
is.
coming out the other side. We don't want to say that. All right, fine. You don't have to.
So you sit down in your seat.
So we sit down in our seat. One of the chairs is broken that I sit in, so I go all the way back. I go back and down, and then
Sit on a guy's lap.
the woman that I'm there with says, "Do you want to move over?" Oh, we were the only people in there, and it's a huge theater. And I say, she goes, "Do you want to move over?" And I say, "No, it's fine." I'm like,
No, it's totally fine.
Why?
So we move over one.
Okay.
And then she says, "Well, now mine's broken." So we figured it out.
Sure.
But
You
we
figured
figured
it
it
out.
out. About 10 minutes into the movie, here's what I don't understand. People come in. Why be so late?
Yeah.
You've missed the setup to, and if you were watching Scream 5, maybe you know that there's, hints throughout the movie.
Right.
That's
it's a
to
mystery.
say nothing. That's to spoil nothing. It's just, there could be, I don't remember But
There's
you want
a-
to be it. You want to watch the movie you paid for.
Sure.
Screw you.
Sure. Now, this coming from a guy who came in for the last 20 minutes of X-Men Origins Wolverine, sat on a guy. The guy said, "Hey," and then
So
he,
confused. Hey.
so I don't, you know.
And then it took me another probably 5 years to watch. Like, I guess I gotta watch because
you
I knew
should
how it
see-
ended.
Sure.
They're in the smokestack.
But so you made
Brisket.
the mistake and you learned from it, didn't you?
Yes, and so now whenever I go to the movies, I wait in the hallway
Right.
for 10 to 15 minutes so that my eyes could slowly adjust.
Right.
So no one was in there. I thought it was going to be great. I'm laughing at all the trailers really loud.
You are?
You get up and you cheer after each
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that finds that funny.
Yeah.
And then these people come in and ruin it.
Spoiled it. Soiled it. Soiled it.
So, yes, this movie is, I'll say this, and I've said this about the other ones. If I were watching, if someone locally said, hey, we made a horror movie, check it out, and the dialogue was what's in the Scream movies, I would make fun of it until the day I died.
Sure.
It's just pretentious, stuck up. It's trying to be cool.
Right.
It's just annoying.
Yes.
This one in particular is the worst of the four in its dialogue.
Okay.
The dialogue is all this weird expository, there's some weird stuff to get the exposition out there that's funny. The way the characters talk it's bad. Mm-hmm. And them bringing up all the, like, I like the Babadook. And she's like, it's like a meditation on motherhood or whatever. And,
Right.
oh, boy.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Now, the movie,
Ha ha.
it's still, you give it a pass because you have to. It's
Well,
a
it's
Scream
fun,
movie.
huh?
And they're calling back, and you got the old characters coming back in. You kind of figure out what's going on. And then you have to sit through the rest of it. I think I know whom is doing
And
this.
you were right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's parts where you go, maybe it's, you start to, hey, mama, hey, what are they doing that for?
There's a lot of speculation that one of the legacy characters would turn out to be the killer.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't
Wow.
that drive me to give the movie a 0.7 or a 0.8?
If it were out of a freaking Kit Kat, you would. But
And
a movie, of course, you have to give.
A full 7 or 8. Because if it was a legacy character, I'd be pissed. And maybe it is. Go see it.
Ghost, see it.
Ghost Face Killer. See it.
So you like the movie?
Yeah, and the legacy characters are in it. Are they bad? Are they good? I'll say this much. They do say that in the movie.
Wow.
Because you've got someone that knows horror movies. And they know the stabs. And they talk about Stab. And they do the funny stuff where there's a new Stab movie, Stab 8.
Of course.
And they're like, why are they just calling it Stab? It's Stab 8. So there's that. And you go, oh, that's good.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. It's really interesting.
How you can make a movie and then in the movie make fun of the movie that you made.
And have a character named Wes Carpenter. Or whatever. Like, it's so much that.
Like, does that make you smart?
That makes me mad. If someone else did that,
Right.
it's just bad. Because it's someone that's like, I know how to make scary movies. And they do that where it's like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
You must be thinking. They're trying to do some stupid meta. I don't care about that. But what
Yeah.
I do care about is just seeing a fun. It's tense.
Sure.
It's the most graphic one. I'd say to the point where
Really?
it's kind of like, not as bad as the new Halloween.
Yeah.
Where he's just mean.
Yeah.
I get that he's killing people all the time. But
there's
sometimes come on.
Yeah.
So there's that. In fact, and you'll see, they might be a little, just got to see this movie.
Yeah, I'll check it out. So you give it a 7 or 8, really?
I'd give it I say if one of the legacy characters
Oh.
was maybe the killer.
Okay.
So I'd give it a 7 or 8. Or a 6.
Hey, he did.
I'd probably give it a 6.5.
6.5 out of the 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great.
Because the main character, I like the I like the legacy characters. I want to see David Arquette more.
Sure. You think they'll make another?
I want to see
You want to see Courtney Cox Arquette Cox more?
Yeah. I want to see them together on screen knowing that they've actually been married and actually are divorced and have to then talk to each other and go, I'm sorry, things didn't work out between us.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not. And you know that they're not acting. He looks good, though. He's a snack. He's kind of grown into his snackness.
You ever see that movie
She's a tall glass of water.
C-Spot Run?
Yeah.
Where David Arquette plays the mailman.
Uh-huh.
Has a dog. It runs.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's fun. Eight-Legged Freaks is fun.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
I don't really know what he is. Is he an actor?
No.
So that's kind of what I saw. Did I watch anything else? Started Big Mouth, as you could probably tell.
Yeah.
Again, it's to the point where I can watch maybe 1 or 2 episodes at a time, and I have to kind of...
You feel
It's just too much.
You feel a little nasty watching it.
I'm glad they still can come up with new ways to talk about some of these nocturnal emissions.
Sure.
But same with what else was I watching, Landon?
Euphoria.
No. Ozark. Ozark's back.
Oh, right.
That's one. That's you're just pacing the whole time.
Tense, huh?
Mm-hmm. Think of that scene in what's the Click sequel?
Click 2?
No.
Click sequel.
Uncut Gems.
Oh.
Where he's like, "This is how I win," or whatever.
Right.
And you're like, it's like that the whole time. You're like, I'm scared for what's gonna happen.
Sure.
This guy's saying this is how he wins.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Bum, bum, bum. What else did I watch? Landon, what'd you watch?
Well, pretty much the Harry Potters for me, I gotta say.
Do 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 do. Do do do.
Man, I was gonna play this game that we sometimes play on the show,
Okay,
but
we could.
nah, we're out of time. We had so much to talk about.
What time are we at right now? You think people aren't going to stick around for one game?
Hour 2. Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.